everyone, Bernard here. I hope you're all staying safe and well, and welcome to the Film and TV channel. Yes, and we have those dreaded words, BBC drama today. That's what we're going to have a look at, a BBC Welsh drama. So hey, optimism is high. So we're going to have a little new series on BBC, 6 episodes. Currently available on iPlayer, but it's actually showing weekly from the 17th of May 2021. And we're going to have a look at a little series called The Pact. Please, if you're new to the channel, push that subscribe button, push the bell notification if you enjoy this. I try and inform and entertain, get information, as much information as I can. I try and sort of put my little spin on things and what I think, just personal opinions, of course, and we're all entitled to that. Please leave me your opinions as well on this. As constructive, please. You don't need any destructive ones, any constructive criticism. I try to be honest and open how I feel about these things. And please, if you actually do check my playlist, you'll see stuff on my football team, Manchester City as well, the Champions of England 2021. If that's of any interest, or you know somebody might be interested, point them in my direction. I do lots of different vlogs on that, quizzes, book clubs, city history, city present, lots of different things. So if that's of any interest. But today it's film and TV, and today it's TV drama, isn't it? So please, if you need any friends and followers, I do post loads of film and TV stuff on Facebook and Twitter as well. So if you do need any more followers or friends, seek me out on there. The links are on screen, and I do check back every 2 or 3 days and follow and friend everyone back on there. And all your comments, as I said, are very, very welcome about this series or anything to do with film and TV. And if you can get a little chance, please, just a split second, just give us a thumbs up. I try and do my best with these little reviews for you. Yeah, it's from Peter McTeague, that's how you pronounce it. Not a bit of a mishmash from this gentleman, I think. I mean, I like some of his stuff, some other stuff not overly impressed, but he's been connected with things like Wentworth Prison, Discovery of Witches, and of course Doctor Who. There you go. Not one. Certainly the last 3 or 4 seasons of Doctor Who's not really sort of appealed to me that much, unfortunately, and I'm a big Doctor Who fan. This story follows a group of women working at a Welsh brewery and who decide to pull a prank on their antagonist new boss. Nasty piece of work, but more on him later. However, the 4 co-workers are drawn into a pact of silence when the prank goes awry. Of course it does. And the volatile boss in question is found dead. There you go. It stars, well, we've got various stars, various British, UK based actors. Laura Fraser as Anna, Julie Hesman-Hall as Nancy, Eerie Thomas as Louis, Eddie Marzen as Arwell, Jason Hughes as Max, Anna Barnard as Jack, Adrian Edmondson as Richard, Helen Gwynn as Kat. And it has been likened, there's been comparisons made with HBO's hit Big Little Lies with this, but perhaps this is a little bit more, a bit less glamorous than perhaps Big Little Lies. But there are connections. I've seen it mentioned 2 or 3 times from different sources, so I can understand the connections. Is it any good? Well, yeah. I mean, all these scores now I'm going to give you as at the 19th of May 2021 at 11:30 AM. So any scores you've got, but the only scores we have got are Internet Movie Database. To be honest with you, that's the only place we can actually get some scores. There's not much on the critic sites or anything like that about this yet. It's far too early. They've obviously, I mean, aren't they binge watching these series? And it's all there on iPlayer. I'm shocked. 85 scores and reviews have been left on Internet Movie Database, and it's averaging, yeah, it was a little slightly higher yesterday, before I did this vlog yesterday, on yesterday's scores, but there's obviously only a few reviews put in, but it's now 6.7 out of 10 based on those 85 scores and reviews, so not bad for a BBC TV series. I've just picked out a couple of written reviews left by a couple of the users on Internet Movie Database, and Des Bitkin on the 19th of May gave it a 6 out of 10. He wrote, as far as I'm concerned, it isn't brilliant, but it kept me watching. As generally a non-binger, I binged this whole series. What does that say? It's a decent storyline, but the story really is about friends and family and how they stick together when the going gets tough. Rather heartwarming in some capacity and agreeably disappointing in others. Definitely worth a watch. Regardless, just stick with it and you'll become involved. And through COOKE on the 18th of May, he wasn't overly impressed. He said it was packed full of the usual ingredients and he only gave it a score of 2 out of 10. He went on to say there's some pretty shots of the Welsh scenery, but the story seems to be the same old, same old. Well, most of these thrillers are these days. A crime is committed and the focus shifts from one character to another as we try to work out who done it. Yes, it's a bit like Simpsons, who shot Mr. Burns. I heard Raki Ayola, who plays DS Holland, interviewed on BBC Radio 4's Loose Ends programme, and she seemed to be overly pleased that a scene where she refers to her hatred of owls and the scene where she catches a packet of pork scratchings had not been left on the cutting room floor. This show is crying out for some quirkiness, but I'm not convinced that pork scratchings supply enough quirk to make this worth watching. There you go. I'm not the most enthused of review that one, but yeah. So one bad, one okay. Yeah, my little thoughts. Yeah, I mean, it did start off. I watched the first episode. We do get a woman running through the woods, seemingly pursued. I'll say that. A classic start to any sort of thing like this. Obviously, it's not such a classic start, let's be honest about it, to a film or TV series. But in its defence, as I say, by the time we got to the last episode, it sort of thought, oh yeah, okay, I'll let you off with that sort of thing. Yeah, as I said before, it's not Who Shot JR, but a sort of version of it. And again, a plot where ordinary people decide to do all the wrong things very quickly in this, and that's. But then again, we wouldn't have a story, would we, unless they actually did that? But perhaps a little slightly tweaks in the writing. They could have started, even I watching it thought, oh, they could have done this. It'd be more logical rather than how they did start it. Because obviously you do get some weird, you do see some weird decisions by people who, in the main, have not been in that much trouble in the past. Law-abiding people. But hey, there you go. There's a mix of acting abilities. Of course, there is. Fortunately, at first, I thought, well, one of the worst culprits, one of the worst actors on screen, was actually bumped off very quickly. I won't say who it was. It's quite obvious. But sadly, he did keep reappearing in Yes, it is a he. Kept reappearing in flashbacks, but. He wasn't the greatest actor. So yeah, there is a bit of a mix, but overall not too bad. The acting was okay. It is a nice, also there's a little nod to the post-COVID world as well. This is set after COVID, so we do get little mentions of COVID and various things, and someone's nicknamed COVID Lil or something like COVID Mary or something like that. And it does intertwine pretty neatly with the personal lives of the characters. Obviously after that, and with the drama of this, well, it is a murder mystery, but obviously we do get the family elements. As I say, by episode 3, the family drama side, it starts to evolve more and more. And obviously we do get a building of more flashbacks then, and back in time to tell you various background stories to some of the characters in the series. And there is some nice twists. There is one or two nice twists that I didn't perhaps see coming. I mean, they are quite formulaic, but it's nice to see. And it did make the whole series a little bit more soap opera, but also interesting in a typical British family murder whodunit drama sort of way. It does drift a little, just a bit in the middle of episodes, probably 3 or 4, probably the weaker episodes of the 6, and a lot of the excitement is sort of saved towards the end of episodes, where they create a cliffhanger, the old soap style of leaving a bit of a cliffhanger at the end of an episode. It's something you don't often see these days. They've got a bit cleverer, haven't they, with dramas? But yeah, certainly it went over the top in this one. You did get left with sort of cliffhangers, which is nice in an old-fashioned way. But it does pick up again. It's by episodes 5 and 6. It does sort of pick up again a little bit, but again ends a little bit corny, but it's not the worst ending to a drama thriller series. Let's be honest, the plot and twist will not be out of place in Coronation Street or Emmerdale or EastEnders. I mean, this the storyline to this would certainly fit into any of those classic, if you like, series, but perhaps not Hollyoaks, perhaps not that, but it's just simple British drama with a dead body of an obnoxious little scrote thrown in, to be honest with you. I mean, I can't think of anyone more unlikable to be sort of at the centre of this, to have been bumped off in the first place. I think the police should have said, oh, we'll leave it, I don't care who killed him, but there you go, that's my personal opinion. It's nothing to do with the series. Like the above mentioned soaps, yeah, this has its market, and I'm not saying the market, certainly young people probably won't really want to watch this. There's no real interest, but as I say, it does have that interest to followers of those soaps, etc. So there is definitely a market for this thriller drama, and I quite enjoyed it, I must admit. It's in a simple, non-complicated, old-fashioned way, with lots of the tropes and various things happening that have happened many times before. But hey, it was none the worse for that, and it's certainly not a total disaster from the BBC, although not very clever. I mean, we're not talking clever writing here, we're talking back to basics, really. So my little rating on this, I'm going to give it my basic watchable rating. I'm not going to go mad. It's a little bit lower than Internet Movie Database, but I can't imagine Internet Movie Database getting any sort of higher up than 6.7. I imagine it'll settle down between 6 and 6.5, something like that, once more people have watched it over the coming weeks. Obviously, a lot of people don't like to binge watch like me, so I'm going to give it my basic 6 out of 10. And as I say, it was it was all right for what as a binge watch. It was certainly not overly complicated. I didn't get lost in it, and I didn't have to concentrate too hard on it. And I say it's just a bit of a throwback just to an old-fashioned drama thriller, family drama, as the family elements also came into it, which helped the story along and made it less, let's say, it could have been a little bit monotonous, but no, it did okay. So I'll give it 6 out of 10. Let me know what you think, any of you get to watch this. As I said, it does dip a little in the middle, but stick with it. And I say, it does get a bit corny by the end, but that's just how it is. It's just it could have been a Simpsons cartoon by the end, but there you go. Perhaps not as edgy. Anyway, there you go. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. How are we going to do the rest of the day? Have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other. So we meet here again on the Film and TV channel, or you have a flit across at my Citizen channel, my football channel. All I ever ask is please stay safe, everyone. Thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.